Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for attending our regular board meeting today, September 25th, 2024. It's exactly 10 o'clock. Let's proceed with a roll call.
Geraldine Tennyson, Board Secretary.
Rita Bailey, Investigator, Supervisor, CLB.
Rena Borja, Board Member.
Matt Cruz, board member.
Selena Ashland, Vice Chairwoman, Board.
JP Elgin, Executive Director.
Bernard Beneventi, Board Chairman.
Aaron Aragon, Contractor's License Board Investigator.
Carmelita Santos, Administrative Assistant.
Okay. We have public here. Sir?
Frank Sosimo, retired warden.
Thank you. Sir?
Manny Camacho, Contractor of Junior Construction.
Welcome. Okay, let's proceed with item number 3. We have the affirmation of the public notice that we are authorized to hold our board meeting today. Item number 4. I would like the board members to please review the minutes for the board meeting that was held May 15th, 2024. Please review, and if you have comments, go ahead and.
Mr. Chair, I kind of, we can get these minutes a little bit ahead of time?
Yes.
Can, right?
Yes.
I think we did that before, so that we can review.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say anything, because, yeah, so I recommend, I make a motion to approve the minutes subject to corrections that we may find later.
Okay, I hear a motion on the table, on the floor.
There's an omission with regards to, there's a difference between our agenda that was published
Right.
and the agenda in front of us now. With regards to section 6, it has 3 points on the advertisement and only 2 points in section 4 on the agenda that's in front of us.
Okay.
I only see 2 points, I'm sorry. Which ones are you talking about?
On your,
It's on the ad.
on the ad, there's 3 points there, and on the agenda in front of us, there's only 2. So the omission would be the transitioning temporary classifications to permanent is missing, would be the number 2 on the agenda in front of the board today.
Is there the back page?
No, it's on the front page, section 6.
Yeah.
We have 2 here, there's 3 on the advertisement.
Okay,
So there's an omission of 2
I see. I
on
see
the
it.
agenda in front of us.
I see it, I'm
Just,
sorry, thank you.
that's why.
Yes,
So that's a correction you want to make?
No, just pointing it out.
yes.
We can add it on our agenda today, make sure we don't miss it because we're bound to what was advertised.
Yes, thank you.
Right. Okay, any questions? Any more questions?
With that, I think we're good.
A motion to approve the minutes?
I did,
Yes.
he seconded, second, right?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, let's go to public comments. We have the public here present. Mr. Rosmo?
No comment, sir.
Okay. Mr. Camacho? Which one is this?
And the public comments.
You have any comments because you're here for public?
Did you have any statement to make?
I think they're just there for a particular case that
Case,
Aaron is gonna
right.
present.
Okay. No
So
comments?
once the case is presented, they have the opportunity to make comment with regarding to that? Is that what you intend?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, let's proceed to section reports. Administrative Division, Carmelita Santos.
Hi, good morning. Okay, the following report is as of September 25th, 2024. In our contractors information, we have active contractors 908, 908. Inactive contractors 23, master electrician 48, a total of 979. There's a total of 49 new contractors received after last report from May 15. Total corporation is 17, LLC 18, sole with RME 5, new sole proprietor 4, and the total new RME is 5. Total contractors who have not yet renewed is 90. We have been persistent in calling them to come in to renew, so they just have their reasons of not coming in. And then total master electrician have not renewed is 3. Total CLB revenue collected October 1st, 2023, September 2024 is $857,380.82. And then we just want to announce we had to comply with the budget ceiling. So CLB was granted only $879,884. We had asked for a lot more in the beginning, but they have just went down really low. We asked for like $1 million to comply even with Mr. Director's, Mr. Uggins' necessities for our office, but it wasn't granted. So we only have $879,884. A lot of the costs have been factored into the salary and benefits. Was a $743,516. Operations is $32,000 only. So it's a really, we're hoping our COB revenue can be like a rollover. We're hoping for that, and hopefully our senators can one day really push for that to let us have that money so we can use it for our own. And we always have to meet the budget first, and then whatever is over is ours. But by the time they give it to us, it's like September, and we can't requisition anymore. So we're at a dead end, So we're hoping one day our senators can help us do that. So other than that, I want to announce that our CLB admin team has been really diligent in providing the rules and reg approval of the classification listing. So all the contractors who have been affected the C60 have come in to get their new license certificates. So they're really happy and all that. So I just want to kudos to the admin team and team effort from everybody actually. So that's all for my report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're certified.
Let's move on to item number 2. On the section reports, investigation division, Lita Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, everyone. Investigation section report from June to August 2024. We have 5 open cases, 2 closed, 2 citations, amount of fines, 25,000. That brings us to 120,000 to date. And we have building permits, 200 from June to August of 2024. So the open cases, I have Ed Ilaw, GMI versus Menzies, it's still pending, our legal counsel, because, I guess we are going to be assigned a new legal counsel again. So we haven't heard
Yeah,
any update.
we just got an email this morning,
Yeah.
so it's going to be Bolta, Graham Bolta.
Yeah, Graham Bota will be our counsel for CLB, but I think he's only counsel for CLB matters, but not for GMI. So I don't know who they will assign for our counsel for the hearing, because they have identified Mr. Rivera to be the hearing officer, but we don't have a counsel, so we cannot
What can
go
it
for.
be?
It's the AG's office, that are assigning, counsels to us.
We've been at least once a month sending emails, whether it's to Tom or to Mr. Rivera for updates. Same, we're trying to find out who's assigned. We just got an email yesterday that it was gonna be Graham Bota to be assigned for CLB, but not for like.
Hands off for GMI.
Right, and so that's what we really wanna find out, what's the status of this particular case, because
It's been around for a long time.
Mhm.
and,
Yeah.
we've been pushing on our end, we definitely wanna close out, like you said, it's been open for a long time, we wanna find out what's the way forward.
Is there any reasoning behind, did they give us any excuse with regards to why they can't
They-
find representation for that
Honestly,
particular
they
case?
haven't given us much information, more of those,
Conflicts,
it's just based,
conflicts.
Always.
and,
Easily are.
and they don't really give us much more than that. We're finding an attorney, we'll let you know, we'll let you know.
Is this, are we talking to, Mr. Moylan? Or the staff?
Tom Keeler is the
He's our
one
attorney.
that's, that are giving us the information, because basically it's not with,
So who are we reaching out to at the AG's office?
Tom Keeler is our
Tom Keeler.
representative for this for us to work through the AG's office.
not anymore. He's just
Yesterday, yeah.
just
So,
yesterday, not
if we
him.
can't get through with Tom, why can't we go directly to AG?
We went through the channels, and then we got Mr. Rivera, and then that's where it stopped.
Okay, so we will just wait, what will be the next update if they have assigned us. Maybe we can communicate now with Mr. Bota also, and,
Okay.
but,
We'll give it a try.
yeah, we'll try. Okay, so, number 2, Mark Parks versus Jinhua, septic tank and leaching field. This case has been, we have given, Mr. Mark Parks a lot of enough time. This has been, since January, we have, round table meeting, and then the decision of that meeting is for him to submit a third-party investigation report, because the contractor submitted a report, but they will not accept it, of course, because maybe it's biased because it's coming from the contractor. So they have decided that a third party is the best way to go.
Who's they?
The members of the, the
Both
one that,
sides.
yeah,
So we
attended
have
the meeting. DPW, appeals board, EPA, our office, the complainant, the contractor, all those that attended.
They agreed.
They
and
agreed that a
party-
third party is the best way to go. So up to now, Mr. Parks has not submitted, his, the third party report. So I think the director just wanted to make a recommendation as far as this case will go forward.
Yeah, so this case is about 10 months old already according for our timeline. And I'm just gonna ask the board if we've given enough time to Mr. Parks. He still has other options, legal options to take it to court. But as far as the office, as far as his particular case, we can't solve that case in this office. And so I recommend that he seek a remedy for his particular case through civil matter. Because we cannot solve his issues in this office. because one person's saying this, one person's saying that, and we don't have the expertise within our office to go in there and make a study, then,
But they
I know.
already, but they, correct me if I'm wrong, they already went to a third party to do the investigation, to do,
the contractor has a document that states that, it's designed, not his, his
the work that he
Yeah,
did
yeah.
is not
But
reason for
because
it.
he's the one that hired them, Mr. Parks doesn't wanna accept it because it obviously.
Right, cause it may
Yes,
not
and
be.
so, and that's where that
realized.
agreement came in. But, so the ball went to Mr. Park's side, and, okay, Mr. Park, find a third party that will, and he hasn't made a move on that. We can continue to have the case open, but if he doesn't find a third party to come in and say, then actually, he'll probably have to do the same thing at the courts, when he goes to the court.
It doesn't look like it's within our realm, because we
Exactly.
already, either we're going to find the person that did the work, but if he's following whatever design they got, that has nothing to do with us. So
Right.
if anybody's at fault of license and whatnot, that falls within our purview, yes. But if not, then you just write the letter to recommend that you do this, and we're done.
And we did our part already with our own investigation,
Yeah,
submitted it
so
for
that's.
evidence, and that's it.
Was Mr. Parks informed of this meeting today?
Yeah, this is published.
Published, but did we call him up or anything? Reach out?
We've been reaching out with this case, like we said, maybe how many times we reached out and followed up, and basically no reply to our request. Have you found a third party? How would you wanna proceed? So nothing's actually happening, so we're at this point where we're saying, okay, we've given him enough time to do what he needs to do.
Sure, so the delay is on him, is that what we're
No,
saying?
Yeah.
No action on his part,
So
Okay.
that's 9 months.
no action.
I suggest we send it off to legal.
Also send it off to legal and perhaps give them the courtesy to say that we're moving forward to send it out to
Yeah.
recommend.
We don't send anything to legal.
Yeah.
Judge.
Let's point that out.
Yeah.
The director will do a letter that will
You,
say,
yes,
we've
We're
done
gonna
all our,
recommend
it, yes.
all within our
Correct.
purview,
send it
and
off.
now it's up to you to decide, and
Right.
it's out of our hands and out of our list.
Thank you.
Right,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
let's get it.
Yeah, we'll do that, thank you.
Okay, so number 3, Manuel Alvarez versus Arrat Construction. This is no building permit. They were given a citation of 5,000, only 2,000 was paid. And then after that, there's another case again against Arrat, which is Mr. Francisco Crisostomo. The same kind of offense, no building permit. So this, we have sent an accusation to Mr. Arrat Construction, Loris Orquillian, the RME, but he did not request for a hearing. So Mr. Aaron Aragon, the investigator, is going to do a presentation, is going to recommend to the board to suspend or revoke the license of this contractor. Go ahead, Mr. Aaron.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read the accusation and statement of charges.
Stand up.
So, I'm starting on the second page. The complaint filed alleges in August of 2023, owners signed an agreement with Ararat Construction to provide construction services including but not limited to demolition of existing structures, pouring of concrete for roof extension, columns and other related works as more particularly described in said agreement. Number 2, the agreement, a copy of which is attached hereto as Exhibit A and incorporated herein by this reference, states that the project will take 3 months to complete. Ararat Construction has not completed the project. Number 3, on March 13th, 2024, owner terminated his contract agreement with Ararat Construction in writing due to failure to timely complete the project. Number 4, on March 13th, 2024, owner presented Loris Arakelian, Army Ararat Construction, with a termination of contract letter. Loris Arakelian refused to sign. A copy of owner's March 13th, 2024 termination of contract letter is attached. hereto as Exhibit B and incorporated herein by this reference. I'm gonna read the investigation details. It's still on page 2. On March 15th, 2024, the Contractors License Board investigation team conducted a site investigation at owner's residence located at 965 Choat, Sinahania. Present during the site investigation were owner, investigator Aaron Aragon, and investigator Andrew Mesa. Boris Arakelian, RME, Ararat Construction, was not present because owner did not want him on his property. During the site investigation, investigator Aaron Aragon witnessed the scope of work that Ararat Construction undertook for the project, which includes but is not limited to demolition of existing tin and wood roof, pouring of new concrete roof, and electrical work. The demolished tin roof was left unfinished and exposed the inside of a portion of owner's house. During the CLB's investigation, we found that there was a building being constructed. No building permit was posted on the job site. Investigator Aaron Aragon forwarded the case to Randy Romero, Department of Public Works Building Inspections and Permits Administrator. He subsequently confirmed that Ararat Construction did not obtain a building permit for the project. Attached hereto as Exhibit C and incorporated herein by this reference are pictures taken during the CLB's investigation team's investigation from the project site. Also attached hereto as Exhibit D and incorporated herein by this reference is a copy of an email from Randy Romero, DPW's Building Inspections and Permits Administrator. So that's the investigation, the accusation statements from this particular case, but I'm recommending that to the board that we take away Loris Arakelian's license, because this isn't the first case that he's taken on a project, has done shoddy work, and just left the project unfinished. He has a history of taking on projects. I have a list of all the cases brought up, a list of all the cases against Ararat. Is it okay if I read them?
How many?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4 altogether. So the first one was 2021-1201, Richard Rossman versus Ararat Construction. This is about poor workmanship and safety violations. That case was closed. There's no citation issued. They couldn't reach an agreement. The homeowner didn't want the contractor, Ararat Construction, to finish the work. So we closed that because they couldn't come to an agreement of what to do. 2023-1001, Rich Munoz versus Ararat Construction. This complaint stems from no classification. The contractor didn't have the proper license to do the work. He was doing fencing, and he doesn't possess the C18 license. So we cited him $1,000, the contractor. He paid it. The next case is 2024-0203, Manny Alvarez versus Ararat Construction. He was constructing a house for Mr. Alvarez, but he didn't get a permit for it. So we cited him $5,000. The contractor only paid $2,000. And the case that, the next case is 2024-0303, Frank Crisosimo versus Ararat Construction. This is a case that I just went over, and he has no permit.
Keep repeating
But-
the same violation.
So
Who's
the
the
thing with
RME on that as well?
Loris Arakelian,
All the same?
he's the same it's the same contractor, same RME, but he has a pattern of taking on these jobs, and it's the pattern shows he's taking these jobs from the Minoko, and he's taking their money. He's not completing the project. He's doing shoddy work.
Okay.
They come to us for help, and we try to get them We've given him 2 citations, he's only paid $3,000 of that citation. With Mr. Alvarez, Loris agreed to pay $10,000, but he hasn't made any payments to Mr. Alvarez. So I think it's best if we take away his license, because if we continue to have him do this, he's gonna keep taking money from the old people, and it's gonna be a perpetual situation.
Did we invite, Ararat here for this?
Well, he does not want to
Just-
appear.
He does not want
His
to appear?
actions.
When I served him these documents in,
He's rejecting it?
he said that whatever we decide, it's fine.
But he's still out there, performing.
No, he's not. So we have him red flagged, so we are not signing any permits with his name on it.
Well, he's not seeking any permits, it sounds like,
Yeah,
so.
so,
What about the, again, I always bring up the RME, because it's also their due diligence, they have to make sure that everything's on the up and up with their projects when they sign on to manage these things. So we should seek some sort of action toward the RME as well.
he is the
So
Army.
it's
Oh,
both.
he is, he's
Yeah,
Yeah,
both.
he's the owner and the
So-
owner.
Loris and Ararat, they're both, so
Okay.
both revoked.
So suspend both, I mean, revoke them.
Both are
Yeah.
suspended, so.
I don't think suspend is enough.
No.
Yeah,
You need to revoke them.
Revoke.
Is there a motion on the floor for revoke?
I move to revoke.
I second.
Okay,
Okay, so
all
we
in
will-
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So we
Okay.
will do the, we will
Please
do
revoke
the,
his license.
For both.
For both of
for
them.
both,
There's
yeah,
two
For
people
both.
here.
Yes.
Ararat and.
Revoke 'em.
We don't,
So we will draft the decision and order after this and then just have the board sign it for
Sure,
revocation.
sure.
did you want to make a comment, sir?
Yes, sir. First, let me thank the board for giving me the opportunity to be here. I always keep myself current on the current events. I read newspaper, and that's why I'm here, to say my piece. It's a hard-earned money. That's not with me anymore, sir. Because a person that act like a priest and is so sweet, but in turn on the rear, sour as hell,
Right.
that came to this island, the beautiful island of Guam, and he's not from here. And he went to the vetting process and getting a license from this agency. And defraud people of Guam, and I for one, sir. A disabled veteran, a retired prison warden, well versed with the law. But his presentation was very sweet, more sweet than a priest, but on the rear is sour as hell.
Right.
If I knew that this individual is this type of a person, and I want to let it be known that every human being on earth have a breaking point, sir. And I pray every day. And I am trained with no remorse, because I've been through hell and back, sir, in my career.
Yes, sir.
But I pray, and for me not to think or to be on that level, to remove this man on earth, sir.
Yes.
Because I'm capable of doing so in seconds.
We
But
understand.
I pray. But the money that he swallowed is a hard-earned money. And not only that, it's a clear testament of what he did. Even the government entity like this agency that is still owe money. Okay, then I ask, what course of action administratively that you folks are planning to do? Okay, with that agreement that he signed and failed to pay you folks. Is there any course of action? Because I can share some of you folks' information. I put this man in prison for 2 days, sir, on this 3 active case, and I plan to pursue in a civil matter because I want my money back, at least a minimum of $25,000.
Wow.
You know, the thing is, I pay him cash for the electrical, 1,000 on one section, 1,000 the other section. That electrical was was incomplete, and it's a disaster. That's what he did to me. And I pray every day not to use my hands.
Right.
And that's why I'm here, for you people to know. And I trust and I have that confidence and faith that you folks can take administrative action on this man. And I'm very happy of the action, the conclusion of you folks and agree that you're gonna remove or take his license away. But one thing I can share with you, this man continue to do work outside, even without a license, okay? How I know this? There's one individual that's staying on my modular home. Was an employee for this man, and they're Russian descent, sir. And this man continued to do work outside illegally.
Any information regarding any continued operations?
Okay, one thing I can share with you, you can follow me now down to my house in 965 South on there, behind the daycare,
Right.
and talk to Mr. Danny, because even this man was an employee and he quit because of illegal stuff that is doing on this employee. The 7 employees initially that was hired or that was working for this man are all Filipino workers and they are professional people.
Right.
But they no longer exist because either failed to pay those people, still current, not paying them. And those people work hard, you know. Yep, their family in the Philippines and here in Guam, you know, to support. But this man, Mr. Lawrence, came to Guam to defraud the people of Guam.
Right.
Thank you for hearing this matter.
Thank
You for your comments, sir.
And God
Thank you.
bless.
Now, if you have any instance of actually knowing of any projects, you can contact us and we can do the investigation.
Okay, let me assure you, sir, I respect the law, man. I've been with the law for a long time, 36 years now. And I'll tell you, now if I see a project that's been done by this man, I'll be the first one to spill that beans, sir.
Please do. Yes.
You can bank on that, and you can withdraw that from the bank also.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Crisostomo.
Thank you, Peter.
Yes. Good morning, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity also to talk to you guys and elaborate more of Mark Park case. Okay. This case of Mark, I am the contractor. Okay. I did the best I could to provide him his wonderful dream house. The wife is my relative. Okay. This case of safety tank leaching field is not only one that I'm dealing with, but 2 in Jonia. They're all within the 1 year.
Hold on, sir.
project.
Hold on,
Yeah.
Still
That,
finished.
this case is what we're talking about, the third
Right,
party.
right.
Mark.
And this is the sewage, issue.
Right,
Okay,
So,
okay, just to keep the board
Yes.
updated on that.
This is regarding the case of Mark Park. I'm the contractor.
Okay.
Okay.
You're Jinhua.
Jinhua. I'm Jinhua. In behalf of Jinhua, I'm the representative. I'm the project engineer, project manager of the project. Okay. I am responsible from the beginning, processing of the building permit all the way until it's completed. So I am solely responsible and assuring that this project is done accordingly to the law, building code, and it's done as for today. It's all reviewed and approved by all agency and authority today. Even the owner also signed the notice of completion and acceptance
Yeah.
and satisfaction, okay? A day after that one, he went to the bank and complained. I'm not too sure who else, but I guided him also as to where to go. But before this thing happens, it happens during the construction, not after the construction. During the construction, we noticed the problem, okay? before I started also the building permit, he knew a problem because the engineer that did the drawing knows that there's a problem that they never did a percolation test when they did the design after it's all done and approved, the building permit. The recommendation of the draftman in behalf of the engineer recommended me to go ahead and try to correct it on the field during the construction. It's very difficult to do things without the plan and specs. I need them to amend it and correct it if they could. I approached EPA in behalf of the problem, okay, with him, and we approached EPA. The first comment and the first recommendation from EPA, okay, Johnny and Brian, which is the chief engineer that we approached. The comments and the recommendation they told us is to find the engineer in record that stamped it and ask him to fix the problem or the solution to the problem. The owner did not pursue fast enough to make a complaint against the engineer, okay? So I continue to do the job because nobody is telling me to stop and correct the problem. During the construction of almost completion, I had to request for an EPA inspection before I covered the leaching field. I informed them, I showed them that the water is already about a foot higher than the pipe, okay? I asked them, is this okay? He said, Manny, you did what is in the plan, and we were only reviewing what's in the plan too. There's no percolation, what can we do? Who's gonna do it? How are we gonna do it? No comments, no recommendation from EPA, even the inspector, but to sign that it's okay to continue the leaching field. I continue on because I got a time frame to complete this job, okay? If I stop and delay this, I'm gonna be held liable also to pay the fine, okay? I don't have all the money to pay this fine. So I continue and complete it. The owners is urgently wants to occupy the house before Christmas, okay? I push it and then try to finish it so he could celebrate it. And I only asked him that you need to sign the notice of completion and satisfaction. He was very happy. I presented all the document for him to occupy. I presented all the document to the bank and everything that I completed. But when his complaint came in after that, until now, I'm suffering now financially without getting paid.
But may I ask you, you knowingly knew that there was an issue during the process of construction, and you still continued, even in the end when you prepared the request for satisfaction, knowing that the percolation would present a problem in the end product.
But he's only following the design.
I don't know,
And he did tell them to correct it before we covered it. He did his due
No,
diligence.
I understand, but
And even with the
I just
EPA.
don't understand why it wasn't corrected. Bringing up all of this.
But you're
What
the
was
owner
the-
for the client.
Before he covers the darn thing.
I asked EPA to help me out, to stop, give me a stop notice so we could fix the problem. If I stop without any paper from an authority of this project, then I'm still liable for the delay,
Yeah.
okay?
Right.
So I cannot delay it.
And
Until it should, and
Was there-
everybody
Was
satisfied.
there occupancy signed by DPW?
Everybody, even EPA on the
Okay.
clearance.
Let me advise you on
You're done.
construction
But
part,
are you,
okay?
are you paid for this whole project? Have you been paid for the whole project?
That's his point, he's not,
Thank
he
you.
was not
No,
You
paid.
haven't been paid?
He
No.
signed off on the completion.
And everything and satisfaction.
So that's
The
why,
The
payment-
owner knowingly knew the issue and still pressed you to continue.
Take him to court. I'm sorry, did I say that?
Already, sir, as you heard the board, they approved for us to do a letter and basically recommending that we've done everything we can in the office, and based on recommendation from the board is they're gonna have to go and resolve that in a civil case.
Thank you.
You know, so you can get your money, so he can at least have his day in court and then resolve it, because we cannot resolve it within our office, okay?
But
So,
the minutes
So,
from
can I
this
ask
and the letter.
who is not paying you, the bank?
No, the,
The
No,
client, the owner.
the bank
The
is
owner.
not complaining. He made a complaint to the bank because of the funding being released. He managed to have time to hold that 10%. Not only the bank, but even the funder, which is the insurance. So there's a 10% being held
Retainage, yeah.
that it's not being paid off. And
So that's what you're waiting for.
well, the family is my relative. I'm willing to help them on a recourse of this, because I see them. They're just neighbor of me, and but I couldn't understand that. It's very hard that to deal with him on a one-to-one. I don't want him to get angry at me.
from the bank's point of view,
But the bank doesn't.
the bank has to make sure that the collateral is whole. And any material deficiency, whether it come from the owner or the borrower or from the construction company, they can't release it until that is corrected, because that materially affects the value of the product, the collateral in which they have. So the bank has no recourse but to hold it.
But now you have
I
something.
ask for their advice and help also to relieve when there's no proof of evidence that I did a poor workmanship myself.
Right, it's according to the architectural design.
You
I
know-
had a problem on the house because I don't know if it's the shower, it was leaking down the, so I go there and fix it. This is warranty that I'm gonna honor.
Okay.
But not on the safety tank leaching fuel, that I couldn't believe that there's no test on even both of them.
So, well, for.
Thank you very much.
no,
Okay.
Okay.
good luck, sir.
We're doing that letter, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, yes, we
Okay.
will. We're gonna do it right away.
Okay, so
So that
continue.
concludes,
Closed cases, I have two. We closed CLB versus Content Construction. It is a building permit violation. The work, they did the work of beyond the approved scope of work, so they need to revise their plan. And then DPW had issued a stop work order and they still continue working. So we have to give them a citation of 5,000 and they paid it, so we
So-
closed the case.
This is up there, this is the one up at T-Dot, right overlooking the renovations, the military homes are being renovated. So, when we cited them, they paid within 3 days, so,
this Canton,
Yeah.
Case number 5?
He's had history before.
I'm sorry. I have, I'm on the closed cases. I forgot I omitted the case number 5. Number 5 is, sorry, I have to go back to the
Chita.
open. Barbara Macaron versus Tito Evaristo, unlicensed contractor. He did, renovation of a house for Mrs. Macaron and he doesn't have a license. So we cited him and issued a citation of 20,000 because the project is a real big project, you know.
this is a whole house or?
It's a renovation of a 3-bedroom house, but the amount of the project is about 80,000.
Oh.
So, we just cited them, to, 20,000 because he was really like, don't know where to get the money.
it's on the
So,
payment plan.
yeah, so it's in a payment plan, and 7,000 has already been paid, and a restitution, half of this money will go back to the homeowner once we collect the total of 20,000. And we always update, you know, the homeowner that how much money has been collected already. So I'm gonna proceed with the closed cases. The case number 1 already, and number 2, Golden Bay This is not permitted, but we found out that there is no merit to this because Golden Bay did not do the work. It was the owner that very excited to do the work before the permit has even been issued. So we have to stop everything and have the permit runs its course first, and then we have to inform the owner, that there is no work until the actual permit is issued. So we close the case. And on number 3, my point number 3 is the status of testing for the new Army applicants. So we have a lot of applicants that came, to our office lately, and our office is already booked until December 2024 for the testing. And
Exams to be approved.
yeah,
Exam.
Later.
that's on your report. So that concludes my investigation report.
Okay, thank you, Lida.
You're welcome, sir.
Any questions so far? Nothing? Let's move on to the director's report.
All right, good morning, everybody. I got
morning.
4 bullet. Effective July 11, 2024, the CLB rules and regulation amendments were approved by default in compliance with the provisions of the administrative adjudication law. Again, thank you to the board for your guidance, and thank you to the CLB staff for the commitment to this update. These changes, including transition from temporary C68 classification with the newly permanent classification, have been implemented, and licensing section is continuously calling contractors in to have these updates reflected on their license certificate and ID. The last step into closing this chapter is addressing a typo. Senator Roy Kanata's office is in contact with us, and we are working together to get this accomplished. Basically, it's just a typo of one of our sections. It's maybe just a 1 sentence. We just need to omit 1 section, but there is a process, and so that's the process we are doing. It was just a typo, oversight on our part. Number 2, after the retirement of Ms. Maria Perez, the position of administrative officer has been announced with DOA and closed on August 22nd. DOA is currently still reviewing applications, and we are awaiting for a response on email sent requesting a time frame of the expected listing. Ms. Carmelita Santos currently is acting in the position. 3, in concurrence with the board's direction, we have continued attempting a contact with AG's office regarding the request hearing for JMI versus Menzies case. We have had no response. As of yesterday, we had a response from Mr. Tom Keeler, and informing us that Mr. Bolta will be our attorney, and we just need to find out, is he also going to be our attorney to represent us in this particular case. Number 4, I was invited to be a keynote speaker to the Guam Contractors Association monthly meeting to discuss the updates to our rules and regulations. It is a great opportunity to fortify our relationship, and I would like to thank the Vice Chairman, Selena Ashland, for the opportunity. Since then, our office has been invited to attend roundtable meetings with the GCA, along with other industry partners and government agencies, to discuss issues ranging from the need for more H2 workers to proposing ideas to assist in permitting process. Additionally, Lieutenant Governor Josh North included our office to attend a series of workshops to discuss the formulate solutions that would create efficiencies within a permitting process. That's a little bit of what I've been up to. That's it. Thank you.
Any questions so far? Nothing? Thank you, Mr. Ogden. Okay, let's move on to old business. Anybody want to comment on the old business?
Is that part of your report, the new task or?
We do have this one, if we can
Oh, it's
table
in the
that
new-
for
okay,
the
I'm sorry.
proposed
Yeah.
CLB fees for the new business, and then just move to either 2.
Okay.
No old business.
Okay, so the board review for the C33, painting and decorating exam.
just two things, and see if I pass.
Okay,
So
answer.
if I'm a person that doesn't do that and I try and so then I can test it, whether it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
easier
that's
than.
right. Not that I'm gonna do it, I'm just saying.
It's just like that common, you know, things that, you know.
Yeah, it's kinda nice to know.
Yeah.
So this C-33, we have not had that specialty license?
We have it, but the test was on old, you know, a lot of those are not already in compliance with the current materials, you know, and stuff like that that's being used. That's why we are updating it to the current, you know, like requirement with EPA, you know, like what the board had, you know,
Right,
Okay,
you know,
industry standards.
yeah, industry standards, safety, regulations, so this is now what the format is in compliance with what the board wants.
any questions on this one? On this specialty license?
You wanna take the test?
I thought there is,
Yeah.
there's a wheelchair out there.
Motion to approve C-33.
I move to approve.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Can we go back to the new business if
No,
possible?
no, table.
Table?
Yeah.
Okay. Cancel that.
okay, so we'll go to, that's it, no questions so far, we're good. Okay, we'll go back to this one? No?
So, I'll get that, ready for the next board meeting.
Okay, announcement. Let's go to the announcement. Regular board meeting for October 16, 2024 at 10 a.m. Okay, it is now 10:53. Any questions? Public, any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Anybody? Okay, so this meeting will be adjourned.
Did I get it
Our
first?
next meeting is,
16.
October
October
16th.
6th.
our next meeting is
October
Yes.
16th.
October 16.
I'm not gonna be meeting.
Can I get a first and a second?
Hear a motion?
I move that we adjourn today.
Second.
Okay. Motion approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank
Thank you
you.
for coming out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mrs.
You
Moss.
too.